Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy KAIO and I'm back again this time to give you another One Piece video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys my review of One Piece chapter 1019. As you guys can hear, I sound like crap. Yes, I have a cold, but it's not going to stop me from doing this video. So without further ado, let's kick into this chapter. I am going to talk about the Franky and Sasaki stuff, and I am going to talk about the Yamato stuff, because funny how things work out. Well, for Yamato's part, yes, but with Franky and Sasaki, it's because I did the bounty video the other day, but we'll talk about that when I get to it. But the first thing that I want to talk about is Luffy and Zoro. They are back in action. Well, not to the extent of fighting, but they're back. Luffy screaming that he wants meat. It's the one way to bring him back, because they were like, we've got all this water out of Luffy. Why is he not coming too? Should we give him an injection? All we hear Luffy scream is meat. Now they know that, oh, so meat is the one thing that makes Luffy get up. Of course, like you should have just mentioned, should we give this guy like some meat that maybe we've got in like the kitchen on the ship? Oh yeah, and then Luffy would have been like, okay, yeah, he would have been up. But you know, it's like Luffy's letting them know, no, meat is the way. Like, that's what I want. It's just Luffy for you at the end of the day. But I am happy he's back. But will we get to see him straight away? I don't think so. I think Oda's going to want to tie things up first before seeing Luffy finish his battle with Kaido, because we've got some very, very big things coming up. Well, from what I'm thinking about what's going to happen with Yamato and Kaido, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with that before we get Luffy's fight. Not saying that he won't go up there, but there were some things that I was thinking about which I will bring up in this video, which could sort of, this is when Luffy would come up because Yamato has done this or said this, and it's got to that point. But of course, Zoro is now back up as well. Well, not really, but he's about to get back up. I just find it funny how the main two people that everyone wants to see, apart from Sanji, because he's now got his fight, so everyone was like, yes, Sanji versus Queen. But now, of course, Luffy and Zoro are back. Hell yeah, it's great how Oda's done this. He's bringing like both the two guys that you want to see the most back up. But of course, we are going to have to wait until we see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm happy. So now Zoro's no longer going to be looking like a spliff. And of course, Luffy is finally back in action somewhat. I think he'll eat, most likely knowing Luffy, because he screamed meat. Yeah, he's going to want to eat first. So that's what I can see going on with Luffy. And yeah, he needs it. He's knocked himself out. He needs the meat. He needs the stamina. He needs to just get back up. That's our Luffy, and he will do it. He will eat that meat, and then he will be back up. Anyway, let's move forward on to Sasaki and Franky. So it looks like Franky has actually defeated Sasaki, and the way things are going right now, it makes perfect sense, because you want to get these battles done and out of the way with it. It's very similar to the Enies Lobby arc with Franky, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I know it was like Chapapa, that guy. I can't believe I forgot his name. Is it Fukuro? Yeah, it is. That's the one. That's the one I was talking about. It seems to be like that, and I think it will go like that. Everyone's having a battle, except this time Robin will be having a battle with, you know, Black Maria, because she didn't really get one. All she done was broke Spandam's spine. That was it. So she didn't really get to do anything else. Like, there was no one-on-one for her. But this time, I'm happy. But you know what? If this is the end of the battle, which I think it is, I'm happy with that, because, like I said, I did my bounty video a couple of days ago, and I released it on Friday, and I said, oh yeah, when Franky defeats Sasaki, that's when, you know, Franky's bounty will increase, and then we get the chapter. It's funny how things work like that. It really, really is. But I'm happy, because now it means that Franky is going to get a nice bounty, and he gets to move on, and Sasaki's out of it. But the one thing I liked about their battle, which I thought was really cool, is the way that Sasaki was doing all these like different named attacks, and it was like, it just reminded me of Buffalo. It really did. Just like the way he's like, you know, got the head like spinning. I think it was like, I'm not too sure what it was, but it was something that just spun around his neck, and it was really good, because it was like he was winding up and then flying forward, going up. It was like, oh, Frank's like, I didn't realize it was going to be an aerial battle. But of course, Franky still defeated him. I thought he would have defeated him with that actual, like, you know, the cannon. But he defeated him with Radical Beam. But I like the way he actually aimed it at the wound, which he did actually mention as well. Like, that was a cool wound. I actually went back and I was like, yeah, it's actually a pretty like sick wound that Sasaki's got there. And then you got Franky, who's literally just like, yeah, Radical Beam, bang, done. But you know what? I know this is only in the manga. We know what happens in the anime, that they just like to sort of extend it. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what Toei's going to do with that, and if they are going to extend it, and how they're going to put it together. Because even though the battle was cool, it still felt pretty rushed, in my opinion. But still doesn't take away like my enjoyment out of it. I still really enjoyed it, and yeah, it just means we get to move on to the other Straw Hats battles. I really want to see Robin. It feels like it's been an absolute while since we've seen Robin and Black Maria, and of course Brooke as well. So I'd like to see what they're up to. So maybe it will go to Robin, but then I don't know, because Nami's already had her battle should I say, with Ulti, and now you've got this battle that's just ended. You've got Jinbei and Who's Who. I guess we'll probably go back to that, but then maybe Who's Who's actually been defeated, because that was, you know, an enormous like attack from Jinbei. So maybe those battles are already done. Maybe those three are just like, yep, got them done out of the way. Let's move on, because it is getting closer. So yeah, props to Franky on that one. So I'm really happy for him. And now, of course, we're going to be moving on to what I would class as the sort of, not main event, because the main event was Franky and Sasaki. That was the majority of the chapter, but the ending of the chapter nonetheless was actually fantastic itself. So last night in the Reverie, if you guys tuned in, or if you didn't, here's something that was mentioned last night, and I believe it was Roger who said it. I think it was Roger, but someone mentioned about a devil fruit, of course, because we have official Friendly, hello, and obviously some other people that read the chapters like today. We didn't talk about the actual chapter because, you know, spoilers. But the thing is, I think we're all expecting it, to be fair, and because, you know, Kaido's got a devil fruit, but it was the way that he actually mentioned it. It was like, it wasn't supposed to be for you. And it's kind of funny how, when you look at it, Yamato's like, I was hungry. We know why Yamato was hungry, but it's funny like how Luffy was like, yeah, I'm hungry. Like, he just, you know, ate the devil fruit. So they're kind of very similar, Yamato and Luffy, in that sense when it came across both their devil fruits. But I like how Kaido actually said it wasn't for you. So who was it for? Because if we're assuming that Kaido already had the devil fruit, which I think we know that he did, then it wasn't for him. Then who was it for? That's the funny thing about it, because we still haven't got Kaido's backstory, which, you know, leads me on to this point that now we're back to them. Maybe we are going to get maybe both flashbacks in one, obviously over like the course of like so many chapters, but we might start off with Kaido's backstory. What was Kaido like before, during, and after like the Rocks Pirates, and just leading them up to this moment now, or where to like Odin, should I say, like after the events happened there, because we saw a little bit of Kaido there. And then after that's done, maybe we'll see Yamato's side of it, where the devil fruit was consumed, and just everything that Yamato went through, because it's something that I wanted to like, you know, bring up, and I think this is the perfect time to bring it up, that when you've got someone who's, you know, who's cuffed, but then also says, I'm gonna break the shackles, break the chains, whatever way you wanna call it, and then after that, Yamato then says, you know, I wanna leave with the Straw Hats, and then says, well, this isn't the only thing about the whole chain stuff. And it's like, well, where's this going to go? So it could go either way. We could get Kaido's backstory first, or we could get Yamato's. I'm more inclined to think that we're going to get Kaido's first, because like I mentioned earlier with Luffy, I think it would tie in the best way, is that we hear everything to do with Kaido, and then once that's done, we hear Yamato's side, and then once we get right to the very end of Yamato's, I feel like that's when Luffy will make his move, and that's when I think Luffy will hear everything, and he'll be like, right, that's it, I've heard Yamato's backstory, I'm going in, me and you, Kaido, mano a mano, one-on-one, and that's probably where Luffy will most likely bust that Gear 5, because I did drop that on the Reverie last night as well. It's the one thing that I was like, yeah, I'm going to sign off with this, and I was like, yeah, Luffy's going to drop Gear 5, and I was like, you guys did know that Oda mentioned something about Gear 5, right? And they sat there in silence, and I was like, oh. And then that's like Grand Line Review and a couple of others went, yeah, he did mention something about like the whole 5G thing. So obviously it's not Gear 5, because obviously in Japanese it's like Gear 4th or Gear 5. Or it probably would be like, but I'm thinking, obviously because we've got the English dub as well, it's like 5th gear, because obviously that's what happens in the translations for the dub. It's like 4th gear, 5th gear. So it kind of does mean the same thing, but just the other way around, because the way it's said in Japanese. So Luffy could bust out Gear 5 then, because I think that Luffy isn't going to want the same thing to happen. He's going to want to be able to take down Kaido. This is going to be his big chance. And because he's like, yeah, I can use Conqueror's Haki, and yeah, I can use Rio, of course he's mainly going to want to focus more on Conqueror's Haki. But the way that this is going, yeah, this is perfect for the way that Luffy could have this in going into Gear 5. But we'll talk about that way further on, because I think we are kind of a bit of a way off from that part happening. But of course, the main thing is talking about the devil fruit, because I've gone way off topic here. But of course, yes, Yamato's devil fruit. I had a feeling, like I said, like we all do, I think we all knew that Yamato would have a devil fruit. And when I first saw it, the first thing that came to me was white tiger. And I'm probably going to butcher this, but I think in Japanese it's Byakko or something like that. Byakko? I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is like, you know, the whole Chinese mythology. Because of the way that Kaido looks, there is some sort of like connection. I'm going to have to look a bit more into it, but I noticed there is a bit of connection between like a white tiger and a dragon. Like I was looking it up, like, and I just remember seeing, like, I typed in like the mythology, and it came up with a picture of a white tiger and a dragon, and it just made me think Yamato and Kaido. So yeah, I think that this is great. This is absolutely fantastic, because I believe also there was a story. I've tried looking for it countless times. Trust me when I say this, I've tried looking for it, and hopefully I can find it yet again. But there was a story of how a dragon got brought down. It was by a white tiger, a bird, which obviously everyone's like saying Marco, and then there was something else. And I know it's obviously going to be to do with Luffy. It might have been like a monkey or an eagle or something like that. And of course, Luffy is using red rock. So doesn't mean he look like a type of bird. I still think he's gonna bust out Lion Man. So it could have been a lion. I can't remember, but I remember seeing that something along the lines of there being a story about 3 things that took out a dragon, and so far 2 out of the 3 things have been fulfilled in a way. But I think the way it's going to go is that, yes, the white tiger fought the dragon. Marco may come in and fight Kaido. I doubt it, because he's fighting King, so I'll leave that one out of it. I just think his presence being there works. But of course, then Luffy comes in. I think that's where we'll get Lion Man. And I think, well, depending if that's what it's going to be, because when you look here, right, you've got the Animal Kingdom pirates, right? You've got the Beast, the main man, Kaido. Then you've got Luffy, who wants to be the king of the pirates, and the king of, like, I'm going to say the Pride Lands, it's like Lion King, but you've got the king of the land, like the one that stands at the top. And funny enough, I did my research as well, is that a lion is actually faster than a snake. So I'm just going to put that in there. But the lion is the king. And if someone's in the way, or you want to stop that person or stop that animal, you know, the king's going to come into it. And of course, Luffy's going to be the future king. So this is all tying in very, very well on how this is going to go. But you know what? This just goes to prove my, you know, theory even more, that Yamato is going to join the Straw Hats. Like, I think the way this looks is kind of just sort of pushing Carrot more out. And of course, that was a topic last night as well. And I still stood my ground on saying that Yamato will be the one. Of course, some of them did agree. I think actually the majority of them agreed last night that Yamato be the one. Of course, there are people that still want Carrot to join, but I'd rather join the actual Grand Fleet itself. But you know what, guys? Yeah, no, absolutely phenomenal chapter. I was really, really impressed. Can't wait to read the next one. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave it there. Make sure to smash this video with a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and I'll see you guys for the next video. So until then, see ya.